Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I attempted to understand the ruling and I realized it was 71 pages, 507 paragraphs. I read that there were 34 prayers, but the judges only honored 3. Honorable Speaker, in one of the rulings, the first one, the judges said that the majority and minority were already determined at the ballot on 9th August 2022. Honorable Speaker, as a layman, I would want to translate this to mean that the determination that was done at the ballot paper is based on the members of parliament seated in this house, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I believe it's in your power to determine who the majority and the minority are by even a simple head count. I believe in the Constitution there is the freedom of association and any member can choose to be in whatever coalition they are in. Honorable Speaker, I believe it will be your honor to make the determination of the minority majority based on that, and I believe for the parties that already left their coalitions, there is a right to be in new associations that they deem comfortable and necessary for them. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Jen. Deputy Speaker, you said you wanted gender. Now let me give the women. Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think when this judgment came out, I remember reading it with a lot of disbelief as a lawyer. And first of all, maybe I can correct Honorable Junet. The court did not say that Azimio is the majority party. So you actually cannot be sitting on that seat. That is going to be determined by the Speaker. As we speak now, that is not the case. So I said, I just wanted to point out a few things here. When I read the judgment, I can say it's conflated, it's convoluted, it is confusing, and it even reveals that there was no laws looked into. For example, the argument that the Speaker cannot be a member of a political party or be a political party leader is flawed. Because first of all, Section 12 of the Political Parties Act prohibits every public officer from getting into a party or in politicking. But in subclause 2, it gives an exemption to the president, the deputy president, members of parliament, members of the county assembly, governors, and deputy governors. And the Speaker is a member of the National Assembly. Article 97 of the Constitution gives the membership of Parliament, which includes the Speaker, the substantive Speaker, as an ex-officio member. So even just from looking at that, and that is why I would like my colleagues who are praising the judgment to know that it has very glaring complete disregard of the law. And that one, you don't need to be a magician. Just read Article 97 of the Constitution and then read Section 12, subsection 2. Also, if you see the way the court has interpreted the law and said that the determination of who is a majority party and minority party is decided by the people at the time of the ballot. Again, that is inaccurate. Kenya is a first past the post electoral system, which means it is individuals who have voted who can enter into a coalition and join parties. And I think they are confusing it with the South African method, because the South Africa has a mixed member proportional representation system. So people are voted in by parties, not as individuals. And so just looking at that, we need to also ask ourselves in Parliament that how is it that we have a judiciary that does not follow the same laws that they are supposed to apply and interpret. Also, if you look at when during the arguments of the case, the judgment itself in the judgment says that they decided to look at other evidence and that they did not have any evidence of who had left the coalition. But at the same breath, in the same judgment, they contradict themselves and point out that the Register of Political Parties provided for them the evidence. And even as we speak now, Honorable Speaker, When you were away is when this judgment came out. And immediately, I instructed the clerk of the National Assembly to write to the registrar of political parties to give us a true position of how the membership is organized. And therefore, I'm requesting that the clerk should be able to give me that letter so that I can table it and let it become part of these proceedings. And then, purely that it will be your decision to make a ruling as to the majority and minority parties as the speaker. And the courts don't have any power to do it. That's why, even though they nullified your ruling, they did not actually make any declaration because they know that that is a pure mandate of the speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Emmanuel Wangwe.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to first and foremost seek that you clarify on one or two issues, basically. The issue, Honorable Speaker, to do with among the very many prayers that were cited by the petitioner, was the prayer to declare the seat of yourself.
That were to move from Azimio, were to actually effectively, successfully, and lawfully move from Azimio and join Kenya Kwanza. How would that position sit with the judgment? Honorable Speaker, I'm also asking you to clarify that if the determination is static, then, Honorable Speaker, how does the judgment sit with the provisions of Article 36 of the Constitution? And, Honorable Speaker, as you make your determination, I wanted to...
Give him 1 minute.
Honorable Speaker, would you look, when you decide, at the provisions of Standing Order number 178, subsection 2, as read with Standing Order 174, subsection 2A. Honorable Speaker, what I'm asking, to what extent does this decision affect leadership of oversight committees like PAC-PIC? Or asked differently, can the members of the parties which the judgment has said did not move from Azimio seek to chair those oversight committees and members who are independent? And to what extent would it affect our side? Lastly, Honorable Speaker, on the matter concerning the sitting of the Speaker, I would request that you look at the provisions of Article 106, Sub-Article 2. But lastly, Honorable Speaker, as a supporter of broad-based government, allow me only to say this. Honorable Speaker, it is very painful when supporters of broad-based government are traveling like to Mombasa and they go to economy and you find Gakuya wa Muchomba sitting on business class because they're chairs of committee. We want reorganization that ensures equity in the broad-based system. And that is why I would agree that whatever decision you make, we must be equally integrated as a broad-based government in a presidential system. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Lillian Kogo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this chance. And I must say that in the spirit of separation of powers, whatever we decide on the plenary is unanimously decided by the Speaker of the National Assembly. And in the recent past, the judiciary has had its own share of problems, which it could be making diversions from to make attention to Parliament. Why is this particular judgment being made 2.5 years after elections? What is their intention? We have issues of governance that we want to solve for our people. The people of Rangwe have no roads. I am not interested on who majority or minority is, but I want Junet Muhammad to be the majority. But for all I care right now is service delivery to the people of Kenya. This is what I want to say concerning this matter. We have 345 members or thereabout in the National Assembly. Where they come from, known with their names. Let next Tuesday determine this matter. Let everybody come in. Let us tell us whether they want to be majority or minority. We dispense with this matter and we go to serious national issues that will help the executive deliver on its mandate. And even us as members of National Assembly, we have a mandate to deliver to the people of the Republic of Kenya. And when it comes to voting for the Speaker of National Assembly, I will personally vote for one Moses Masika Wetangula to be the Speaker of National Assembly, so that we stop wasting a lot of time. We stop wasting a lot of time, Honorable Speaker. The world is moving forward. What are we doing as Kenyans? And if we are talking of majority and minority, how could majority impeach its own vice president? This is something that happened last year. So goals have shifted, posts have shifted, as it were, wakisema ni Junet niko na yeye. But what we want is that we want service delivery to Kenyans in the best way possible.
Thank you, member for Keio South. Oh, I'll give you, don't worry. Everybody will speak. There's plenty of time. I'm in no hurry. I'll listen to all of you. You are making my mind richer.
Thank you, Mr.
Betty Maina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mine is to seek for
Remember,
your
you have 2 minutes.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mine is to seek for your clarification. Who is to guide this House when there is a stalemate? Secondly, Mr. Speaker, the court found that the decision you made in this House was null and void. My question is, in incidents like today, there is a lacuna. Who should make such decisions in this House? Finally, Mr. Speaker, is it within your inherent powers of the Speaker under Standing Order number 1 to make decisions of this House all our court? I ask those questions humbly, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Mary